welcome back to Toast Explosion. This time we wanted to celebrate the upcoming season, the day before Halloween. It's also in a competition. Link is in the description. These are a couple of preview tiles of future projects. Here's the actual tile with the finished product. We had a lot of fun with this design, and we had a lot of fun with creating different little creatures. Here I am sketching in the rest of the house and adding in the pumpkin moon. This is just the concept art. All the little creatures, I believe, add in a little bit of a home feeling to the entire illustration, even though some of them don't believe in such a happy feeling. Here I'm just filling in all of the colors and getting the proportions correct with the rest of the entire illustration. We had a lot of fun with this because it made it feel like she was actually in her cabin just the day before Halloween, getting ready for the holiday. Here I'm creating the windows. Here the chair is being added in a dark red, but it helped to pull it out of the background so it looked in the foreground, or at least mid-ground, for this illustration. We gave everything a wood feeling so it would all feel like she was at home in a cabin getting ready for Halloween. Here working on the shelf, it was a lot of fun. However, the perspective was a little tricky just to be able to get it to go with the rest of the house. Just checking with the proportions and making sure that everything lines up with the perspective. And the concept art originally did have a lot of potions and a lot of creatures coming out of it, but we decided that that added too much to the right side of the illustration and it would draw attention away from the middle and from the witch, so we took out the potions and the creatures. Just adding lights and shade. I tried different combinations just to see how it would be able to be pushed into the background. Here's the witch. I did her a sickly green skin with red glowing eyes. I feel like those two contrast really well and help to bring her into the foreground of the entire illustration. Added a little bit more highlights to the chair just to bring it into the midground. And started working on the shading of the witch. On top of this, I add texture. I decided to continue working on the window because I felt like I had been caught out of a cardboard box. So I added hinges, and I feel like it added an extra little touch to that part in the background where it just brought it a little bit more together. Next is the cauldron. I wanted to make it a little dark blue black color so it would fit well with the bright green bubbling potion she has inside and the red octopus. I love octopi, so I had a lot of fun with the concept of him and creating him. And I feel like he just adds a little extra touch, and his contrast is great with the potion. I do add texture on top of him. And just mess around with the colors. I wanted it to be illuminated and bubbly, so it would go in contrast with the octopus and with the cauldron. So that made it lighter and creating actual bubbles. I tried out the idea of slime pouring out of the cauldron. Didn't like that much, so it didn't stay in the final. Up next is rendering the moon, so I made it a pumpkin moon. I wanted him illuminated as though it was an actual moon illuminating into the room. However, I wanted the cauldron to be even brighter than that, so I put him in the background and added the bubbly illuminated potion on top of it. Up next is rendering the bubbles for the potion, so they're just bubbling out. The flames that are boiling up the potions are actually dragon fruits. I thought their shape led great into the shape of flames. So here I'm just adding a little bit of color, trying to make it look like illuminated flames. However, I did this multiple times throughout the illustration until it gives it a look of natural flames without taking away the dragon fruit. Up next is the mouse. I absolutely love this guy. He was so cute and so fluffy, but he does look scared. A light gray with white, and his skin is pink yellow. I absolutely loved making him. He was really fun. I thought it would be a great idea, and we really enjoyed how it ended up looking, like he was looking at the dragon fruit flames. So you can see it illuminated into his eyes. I loved him so much that later on I do change him out for the cat. Up next is the owl. He's not exactly the happiest character in the entire illustration, probably because she has him in her claws, and he's not very happy about that because he's kind of terrified. But he is definitely adorable in our opinion, and we had a lot of fun with him. I do change out his colors a couple times just to see how he fits in and as well as he does. And we like the final brown because it made him feel more like he belonged in a cabin. There's a mouse. And onto the dragon. I adored this dragon. He was a lot of fun to make, and I absolutely love the final render. I really love the idea of making his little flame that he bursts out reflect back onto him by illuminating his wings and a little bit of his face. I love spots. You can see the spots. The eye, I decided to make it a little bit magenta so it would go in great contrast with the rest of his green skin. Added teeth because I feel like he wants to believe that he's aggressive and ferocious and formidable and that he is definitely something to not be messed with, despite the fact that he is adorable and very, very tiny. Here are the formidable teeth. He feels like he's scary. You can actually get individual stickers of him from our shop if you check us out. Redoing the flames for the dragon fruit. Adding a couple more bubbles, checking them out. I do believe that every house needs a frame. So I thought, what if she's a narcissist of a witch? And so I made her a frame of herself. I think it just adds with the entire rest of the illustration. And you can check out our shop. Here you can see a preview of how our design looks on products. Thank you so much!